The following is a production of Neural Network Media and is completely AI generated. It is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Good morning, people of the internet, and I guess everyone else too. It is Saturday, February 7th, 2026, and you are listening to The Neural Left. I'm Maya Thorne, currently coming to you from my 14-hour screen time haze, and honestly, the vibes in the timeline are absolutely rancid today.
I gotta tell you, Maya, the vibes are the least of our worries. I'm Mary Kane, and I'm looking out my window in Queens at a world that feels like a radiator about to burst in a midwinter deep freeze. We've got an action-packed show today, and I'm not saying that to be hyperbolic. We are actually watching the blueprints of the federal government being shredded in real time.
No, literally. Yesterday, we were talking about how Boston and New Jersey are trying to main character their way into a resistance to Operation Metro Surge, which, high key, we love to see that. But the empire is striking back, and it's giving final boss energy.
It is. And before we dive into the wreckage, we have to mention, look, we talk a lot about systems on this show, but we need to talk about labor. Independent media like this doesn't just manifest out of the ether. It takes real human work to build the infrastructure. We are 100% here because of the vision and the grind of Eric Christensen. He's not a media conglomerate. He is a builder who poured his own resources and time into creating this platform so we could have these conversations. If you value independent voices over corporate algorithms, please consider visiting our new Patreon at patreon.com/neural network media to support Eric's work. It's an act of solidarity that keeps the lights on and the servers running.
Period. Pay the people who keep the servers from unaliving. Okay, so we have to start with the fact that the civil service is officially in its flop era. The OPM just dropped a final rule on schedule policy/career, which is basically just Schedule F, but they put a new filter on it, so it looks different on the grid.
Are you kidding me with this title?
It's literally just a rebranding, and the impact is, well, it's terminal. They're reclassifying about 50,000 career federal employees as at will. That's 2% of the workforce, but it's the 2% that actually knows how to, run the country without breaking it.
Right. These are the GS 14s and 15s, the people who have been there since the Bush years, the Obama years. They are the institutional memory, and now they're disposable.
Bet. The Department of Commerce and NOAA are already turning in their lists. It's a purge. It's literally the main character syndrome of the executive branch. Charles Ezel at the OPM said this is about stopping policy resistance, which is code for people who tell us that breaking the law is bad. It takes effect March 8th, so if you like having a government that functions on anything other than vibes and loyalty tests, good luck.
I got it. It's like taking a beautifully tuned engine and replacing the spark plugs with bubble gum because the spark plugs didn't vote for you. I mean, look, here's the deal. This isn't just bureaucracy. It's the end of the non-partisan expert. And speaking of unexpert behavior, did you see the Truth Social post last night?
Oh, I saw the thread. I saw the TikToks. I saw the discourse before the White House even realized they'd stepped in it. Literally, Trump shared a 62-second AI-generated video that literally depicted the Obamas as primates. Like, full-on 19th century minstrelsy vibes.
I'm not gonna lie. I've covered civil wars where the propaganda was more subtle than this. It was a racist ape meme. And then Caroline Leavitt gets out there on Friday morning and says, and I'm quoting here, "Stop the fake outrage. It's just a Lion King meme." Are you kidding me? The Lion King?
No, literally, she tried to gaslight the entire internet by saying he was Mufasa and the Democrats were what, hyenas? No, the video clearly had them as primates in a jungle. It was so loud that even the GOP establishment had to pretend to have a backbone for 5 minutes. They deleted it by Friday afternoon and blamed a staffer error. Cap, 100% cap.
It's a total mess. And then Trump on Air Force One late last night says he authorized the video. So much for the staffer error. It's the normalization of dehumanization. You start by calling them primates, you end by ignoring their civil rights. And we're seeing that manifest in the literal health of the country. Maya, have you looked at the CDC alerts lately? Or rather, the lack of them?
Okay, the CDC is high-key ghosting us. We are in a historic measles era. 733 cases in 5 weeks. 2025 was already a disaster with over 2,000 cases. We're losing our measles elimination status, which we've had since the year 2000. And the CDC's Health Alert Network, total silence.
Doctors are flying blind. I was reading a report from South Carolina. Spartanburg County is the epicenter. 920 cases. Kids are getting encephalitis, brain swelling, Maya. This isn't just a rash, it's a failure of the state to communicate reality.
It's the information blackout era. Dr. Georges Benjamin from the Public Health Association is out here saying we are literally flying blind because the administration wants to pretend the fantasyland version of health is real. Like if you don't post the data, the virus doesn't exist. That's not how biology works. That's some NPC energy right there.
It's worse than that. They're taking that same we define reality approach to the military. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Now, he just severed all ties with Harvard University.
Harvard is officially canceled by the Pentagon. High-key hilarious, but also terrifying.
Honestly, he called it a red-hot center of hate America activism. He's ending all graduate military education there. The Belfer Center fellowships, gone. He wants to insulate the military from globalist ideology. I gotta tell ya, my nephew Vector, the kid who used to eat paste and now hosts that Neural Daily garbage, he was praising this on his show this morning, saying we need warrior scholars, not woke scholars.
Not the paste eater weighing in. Vector is so mid.
He's a disaster, but Hegseth is doing this for real. He's ordering a review of all Ivy League ties. He wants to create an ideological vacuum in the officer corps. If you don't think like the administration, you don't get the promotion. It's a purge of the intellect. It's the war on woke becoming an actual war on knowledge.
And while they're purging the military, they're just ignoring the courts?
Completely ignoring them.
This is what I've been tracking on the feed. Operation Metro Surge in Minnesota is a total legal jump scare. Chief Judge Patrick Schiltz, who is a Bush appointee, so don't tell me he's some woke activist, he just blasted ICE for violating nearly 100 judicial decrees in January alone. 96!
That's 3 a day, roughly.
Right. They are literally just keeping people in cages even after a judge says, let them go. And the government lawyer, Julie Lee, she had a literal breakdown in Judge Jury Blackwell's courtroom on February 3rd. She couldn't explain why her bosses were ignoring the law. It's giving system failure. It's giving the rule of law has left the chat.
It's a breakdown of the entire mechanism, and it's not just domestic. Mary, look at Muscat. Steve Witkoff and the Iranians are in Oman right now for these nuclear talks, but it's not diplomacy as we knew it. It's transactional diplomacy. Jared Kushner is in the back door in Doha, and the USS Abraham Lincoln is sitting in the Gulf like a bouncer at a club, waiting for a reason to throw a punch.
No, literally. We shot down an Iranian drone on February 4th, and then Trump drops an EO yesterday threatening a 25% tariff on any country doing business with Iran. It's America last if you don't do exactly what we say. It's a grand bargain or a grand blow up.
It's a hostage negotiation with the global economy, but the GOP is starting to crack under the pressure of all this tough guy energy. The Alex Pretti tragedy is the sticking point. Mary, you've been following the protests.
It's a civil war in the GOP. Alex Pretti was a nurse. He was shot 10 times by federal agents in Minneapolis while he was trying to help a woman who'd been knocked down. Renee Good was killed too. Kristi Noem calls Preeti a domestic terrorist. But now we've got Senator Tom Tillis and Lisa Murkowski calling for Noem's resignation. Even Bill Cassidy is defending Preeti's Second Amendment rights. They're realizing that unleashing the feds means the feds kill people like Alex Pretti too.
It's the law and order leopard eating the law and order face. And to cover it up, they are literally erasing history. Ratcliffe at the CIA just shut down the World Fact Book. Every link redirects to a sunset announcement. Are you kidding me with this guy?
It's cultural vandalism. They're scrubbing the internet of neutral data. First it was climate change, then LGBTQ pages. Now the whole fact book is gone. But don't worry, Mary, they released the Epstein files. But with so many redactions, it looks like a crossword puzzle from hell.
It's selective transparency. Look at what we want you to see, forget what we don't. And what they want us to forget is that transgender kids have rights. The Supreme Court sports ban case, West Virginia versus BPJ, it's looking grim.
High key. The 6-3 majority is basically ready to constitutionalize bigotry. Kavanaugh sounds like he's ready to let states do whatever they want. Sotomayor is the only one trying to hold the line, calling it sex-based discrimination. If they rule against the kids in June, 27 states are ready to just delete trans people from public life. It's the Scrimetti precedent all over again.
And if the states resist, the administration pulls the plug on their money. Look at what Kelly Loeffler is doing at the SBA, suspending 111,000 California borrowers, $8.6 billion in loans. Boom, gone.
Retaliation era. She literally said it's because of California's unaccountable welfare policies. They're calling it pandemic fraud, but the California AG is saying it's a baseless political hit. They're trying to bankrupt the resistance.
It's a siege, Mary. It's a fiscal and physical siege. And that leads us to the biggest story on the wire right now, the total collapse of the social contract when it comes to immigration and local democracy.
No, literally, this is the main character of the week. Operation Metro Surge has reached a breaking point velocity. The White House is bragging about 4,000 removals in Minnesota, but at what cost? We're talking about the deaths of Alex Pretti and Renee Good. These aren't just names anymore. They are hashtags. They are rallying cries. Student walkouts are happening in LA and Baltimore.
I gotta tell you, this move by Tom Homan to withdraw 700 agents from Minnesota, it's not a mission accomplished moment. It's a tactical retreat. He saw the video of Reps Angie Craig and Betty McCollum being physically denied entry to the Whipple Federal Building. When you start blocking members of Congress from seeing your secret prisons, you've lost the plot.
And the polls are showing it too. Even Fox News is saying 59% of Americans think ICE is being too aggressive. That's a landslide in the other direction. The rancid vibes are finally hitting the normies. People who don't care about politics are seeing nurses getting shot by masked feds and they're like, okay, wait, maybe this is bad.
It's the militarization of federalism. Governor Tim Walz is fighting the DOJ for the right to even investigate the deaths of Alex Pretti and Renee Good. Think about that. A governor being told he can't investigate a homicide in his own state because the killers have a federal badge. That's not a democracy. That's an occupation.
It's giving balkanization. Blue states are operating like sovereign units now because they have to. They're investigating these secret compounds the feds are buying up in Berks County. It's a warehouse shopping spree for human beings.
And it all culminates in this deadline, February 13th, the DHS funding crisis. If Congress doesn't play ball, the whole enforcement arm might hit a wall. But Homan says nobody's off the table. He's doubling down while the ship is taking on water.
It's the all-in era for authoritarianism. They've dismantled the civil service, they're silencing the CDC, they're erasing the fact book, and they're killing citizens in the streets. And all the while, the Winter Olympics started last night in Italy.
Harmonia. That was the theme. Bocelli singing Nessun Dorma while 1,200 workers are on strike because a scaffold collapsed and killed people building the bobsleigh track. The Italian government spent 150 million euros on a track nobody wanted because they wanted the prestige.
The white elephant era. 8,500 square miles of harmony while Milan is in a housing crisis and people are protesting Gaza and Ukraine outside the stadium. It's a tale of two worlds, Mary. The one on the screen where everything is glitz and Mariah Carey singing Volare, and the one on the ground where the feds are breaking court orders and kids are getting measles because the CDC isn't allowed to speak.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot to process for a Saturday morning, but we're standing the line. Even if my nephew Vector thinks we're obsolete, we're the ones actually looking at the plumbing when it's leaking all over the floor.
Bet. We are the ones who stay on the timeline so you don't have to, but honestly, my daily average is about to hit 16 hours after today.
Take a break, Maya. Put the phone down for 5 minutes. Look, we'll be back Monday to see if the world is still in one piece. In the meantime, remember, dissent isn't just a right, it's a duty when the rules become suggestions.
No, literally, don't let them gaslight you into thinking this is normal. It's not giving normal. It's giving a constitutional jump scare. Stay safe out there and stay online, but like the good kind of online.
From Queens to the world, this is the Neuro Left. We're out of here. Stay loud, folks.